They say trouble finds you when you least expect it. But I never imagined mine would arrive with flashing red lights, a furious neighbor screaming at the top of her lungs, and a police officer saluting me like I was standing on a parade ground. It all began on a quiet Saturday morning. I had driven up to the family cabin, tucked away deep in the pines, looking forward to nothing more than peace, hot coffee and the steady hum of the river nearby. The kind of day where you shut off your phone and breathe. But apparently, tranquility isn't on my neighbor Karen's list of approved activities. Her teenage son had wandered past the edge of my property on his bike, and for reasons only he knows, he rushed home insisting he'd seen a strange man lurking near the cabin. That strange man was me, standing on my own porch, carrying firewood. Instead of knocking on my door or even asking around, Karen did what Karen does best. She called 911. I didn't know anything about it until I heard tires crunching on the gravel drive. A police cruiser pulled up, lights spinning against the trees. My first thought was, seriously? Out here? The officer stepped out, hand resting casually on his belt, and started toward me. I stood tall, calm, waiting for the misunderstanding to clear. Then Karen herself appeared, storming up the road with her son trailing behind like a shadow. Her voice cut through the still air. That's him. That's the man my son saw. He doesn't belong here. The cop froze mid-step. His eyes narrowed as he studied me, recognition flickering across his face. Something in his posture changed, like a switch flipping inside him. His hand left his belt. His chin lifted. Then, in one sharp motion, he snapped into a salute. Yes, Major General, he said firmly, his voice carrying enough weight for Karen and half the county to hear. Karen's jaw nearly hit the dirt. Her son blinked like he was watching the world tilt sideways. I didn't return the salute right away. Instead, I held the officer's gaze, measuring the silence stretching between us. He clearly knew something Karen didn't. And by the look on her face, she had no idea who she'd just accused. The truth was, her son didn't either. And that's where things started to get really interesting. For a moment, the world went quiet. The only sounds were the wind rustling through the pines and the river rolling in the distance. Karen's accusing finger slowly lowered as her mind scrambled to process what she'd just witnessed. The officer, still standing at attention, kept his eyes locked on me. Sir, he said firmly, my apologies for the disturbance. I wasn't aware you'd be here this weekend. Karen's voice cracked. Well, what do you mean, Major General? He's the stranger my son saw. He's trespassing, right? The cop's lips pressed into a thin line. Without breaking his stance, he said, Ma'am, you don't understand who you're speaking about. This man is a decorated officer of the United States Army. He outranks me, and most people you'll ever meet. Her son's eyes widened. Mom, he's in the Army? Karen stammered, her face paling. I didn't know. That was the problem. She never knew, but always assumed. Always judged first, asked questions later. I finally spoke, my tone calm but firm. Karen, this cabin has been in my family for decades. I come here for peace and quiet. Your son saw me carrying firewood on my own porch. Nothing more, the officer added. And if he was a stranger, this still wouldn't have been the way to handle it. You don't accuse first and demand proof later. You could have started with a simple question. Karen's cheeks flushed crimson. She opened her mouth, then shut it again, clearly realizing there was no defense that wouldn't make her look worse. I stepped forward, my voice steady. You've caused enough trouble for today, but I'll let it go. This time. Next time, think before you call in reinforcements. The officer relaxed his salute, but gave me a respectful nod. Sir, again, my apologies. If you need anything during your stay, you know how to reach us. Karen tugged at her son's arm, whispering harshly for him to follow. They shuffled away quickly, their bravado gone, replaced with a silence that spoke louder than any words. As the cruiser rolled back down the gravel road, I stood there for a moment, breathing in the pine air. I hadn't expected my quiet retreat to turn into a lesson in humility for Karen, or a reminder of how easily appearances can deceive. One thing was certain, the woods would be quieter now, but deep down, I couldn't shake the feeling this wasn't the last time Karen would stir up trouble. Wow, what a story, right? If you enjoyed this wild encounter, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss another crazy moment like this. Drop a comment below and tell me what you would have done if you were in my shoes. I love reading your reactions. And don't forget to smash the like button if you want more jaw-dropping stories from real life. Stay tuned because you never know what's coming next.